It's Monday morning. For 15 years, this hour meant adrenaline, caffeine, and the crushing weight of a to-do list. But today, the only thing on your list is watching the steam rise from your tea. You've done it. You were tired at 38. You have enough in your brokerage account to never work again. But here's the catch. You haven't told a soul. To your neighbors, you're just the guy who works from home. To your family, you're consulting. You thought the silence would be a victory lap, but as the clock ticks, you realize the silence is actually a mirror. And for the first time in your life, you have to look at what's left when the career is stripped away. The first month is euphoria. You sleep until you're done sleeping. You walk through the park when everyone else is in a cubicle. You feel like a ghost haunting a world that's still obsessed with productivity. But then, the phantom limb effect kicks in. For your entire adult life, your brain has been wired for problem solving and status seeking. Without a boss to please or a fire to put out, your brain starts inventing problems. You find yourself obsessing over the price of blueberries or the exact placement of a bookshelf. This is the retirement trap. Historically, we see this in the story of Emperor Diocletian. In 305 AD, he became the only Roman emperor to voluntarily step down. He moved to a palace in Split and spent his days gardening. When his successor begged him to return to save the crumbling empire, Diocletian famously replied, "If you could see the cabbages I planted with my own hands, you would never ask me to return." You are currently in the cabbage phase. You're learning that the greatest challenge of wealth isn't making it, it's finding a reason to get out of bed once you no longer have to. By month 6, the silence starts to feel heavy. When you meet someone new, the first question is always, "What do you do?" In our society, that question is code for, "How should I rank you?" Because you're keeping your retirement a secret, you have to lie. You make up a vague job title. You watch their eyes glaze over. You realize that by hiding your success, you've opted out of the status game entirely. You are socially invisible. There is a weird psychological freedom in being a nobody. You start to notice things you were too busy to see before. You notice the way the light changes in October. You notice the characters at the local library. You've moved from being a human doing back to a human being. A year in, the transformation is complete. Your brain has finally stopped looking for the next big thing. You've reached what the ancient Greeks called ataraxia, a state of robust, lucid tranquility. You realize that most of the stress in your old life was just a performance for an audience that wasn't even watching. You spend your days reading, walking, and learning for the sake of learning. You aren't optimizing your life for an ROI anymore. You're optimizing it for peace. You realize that the 100 million wasn't the goal, the time was. And for the first time, you actually own your time. So, what does retiring in silence do to your mind? It kills the ego. It strips away the armor of your job title and leaves you standing there, alone. It's terrifying at first. But once the ego dies, something else is born. True freedom. You're the richest person on the block and you're wearing a $10 t-shirt planting cabbages in the backyard. You've won the game. And the best part? Nobody knows.